bosses. Welcome back to another Boss Creations production studio. Today's studio video is going to be similar to our previous video, but this is going to be just a slight bit different. We are doing some online orders today, and it's going to be another sublimation video, but this one is going to be sublimation on black shirt using Siser Glitter Vinyl. So what we're doing right now is I duplicated my picture. That is going to be the glitter vinyl part. The gray, that is the glitter vinyl part. I just need the shape to print out. Now I've got my square, and I'm going to cut Miss Betty Boop here in half. So I'm going to place the square in the position that I would want it to be so I can get almost an even cut. I am going to select the Betty Boop on top, which is the colored one, and the shift button and hit the square. Go down and hit slice. That is going to give me 2 halves. So now I'm going to get rid of the black square and that black outline because I don't need that anymore. Now my Betty Boop is in 2 pieces, and I have my back vinyl cut piece that is going to boom. Now we are ready to send this bad boy over to the printer. The last video I did not do the Cricut, but this video for this particular shirt we are going to use the Cricut because we are going to use the vinyl. Now in the video when I was doing this, my initial intent was to use Subliflock, but when I went to go get my Subliflock, I realized that I did not have enough Subliflock. So on that particular clip, you did not see me mirror the Subliflock, the vinyl cut, because I thought I was using Subliflock. Excuse me. So I'm going to send this over to the printer. My settings are the same, ET2760 series. So my settings haven't changed. It's still I'm still working with my ET2760 series printer. I do not add the bleed, and I use my system dialog. My paper type is going to be the premium presentation matte, and my print quality is always going to be set on high. So I'm going to send this over to the printer. I'm going to go ahead and send the top half over to the printer in the same way that I just did it. And I do apologize, when I'm working with the glitter, I do actually add the bleed, so just in case I have a little white showing, my bleed can help cover that white. I go to my premium presentation paper matte, high quality print, and send it on to the printer. Now I'm going to go down and we're going to go ahead and cut out the vinyl portion. Now this is where I realized that I do not have my Subliflock that I originally wanted. So we are going to go ahead and use our glitter. And I'm just going to line it out on this mat. Tape it down. Glitter, it don't matter if you have, what I've noticed, it doesn't matter if you have a brand new mat, fresh out of plastic, fresh from the stove. The glitter is not going to stick to that mat because that vinyl is so thick, it is not going to stick to the mat. So I always tape it down no matter what I'm doing. No matter if my mat is old, my mat is new, because I've tried it on brand new mats, I've tried it on old mats, it's not going to stick. Your tape is your best friend when it comes to your glitter, and also your Subliflock. Subliflock does not stick either. Tape is very, very useful when it's coming to those thick, heavy vinyl, as well as your flock. Your regular flock vinyl, your regular colored flock vinyl does not stick to the mat either. You have to use tape to tape it down at some point. Okay, so we have been through the Cricut. Now we're going to go ahead and weed out our image. and it cuts perfectly fine as long as you have your blade, your right type of blade. You can sharpen your blade with a little balled up piece of foil paper. Just stick it in there, or you can cut the foil paper with your blade through the cutting machine, going through a cut process with the Cricut. But other than that, if you have a good decent blade, your glitter, your flock, your subli-flock, all of that should cut pretty decently, pretty decently. So now I'm going to go ahead and prep my shirt while I still have those my image printing in my ET. The other half is printed. I'm going to go ahead and prep my shirt. So how I prep my shirt is same way as I normally do it if you're not new here. If you are new here, this is how we do it over here at the Bawse Creations. We're going to fold our shirt in half. It doesn't matter if you want to fold it half or you want to fold it in quads. Sometimes I fold it 4 ways, 2 times in half and then half again. Sometimes I only fold it the long way in half. Today we're just doing the long way in half. Pre-press it, get all that moisture out. Today we are working with a V-neck, so you know we got to go 1.5 inches below the V-neck line. For a V-neck, when you're working with a regular crew neck, it is 3 inches below your collar line. Excuse me. So you're going to pre-press it, crease it, and you're going to lint roll it. Make sure you get all those particles off. Make sure you get all that dust off. Make sure you get all that moisture out. Like I said, 1.5 inches below the neckline. But know that tip of that V is where you're going to put your design. So it's going to be approximately 1.5 inches below that V. I always do an extra little press just in case I didn't get all the moisture out. Lint roll a little extra, and then we're going to fold our image in half. I normally fold my vinyl in half because it helps me find the center. I know where the center of my shirt is. Now I need to make sure I know where the center of my image is. That line is going to disappear once you press it, so do not worry. Okay? Don't worry about it. That line ain't going to stay there. It's going to disappear. Now, little Miss Betty Boop here is a little bigger than my heat press. I do have a 15 by 50 Fancier Studio clamshell, but my image was a tad bit like a 15 point something, something, something. So I got it to work, but I did do an extra little press off camera so to make sure that all corners and edges are pressed down. You know what I'm saying? But for camera's sake, everything is copacetic. Pressed it for I think I did this for 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds, just so I can get the vinyl to stick. Now, if you put this bad boy through the wash in this 15-second press, it will come off because it is not adhered to the shirt. It is just sticking to the shirt. But I did it like that because my next press is going to be at a higher temperature, which is going to be about that 390 temp, and it's going to be for a longer press, which is going to be that 60-second press, 50-second press, 50, 55, 60-second press. So all I needed to do was to tack down. So now I'm going over here. When I don't have the Cricut cut out my sublimations because it is going to cut it all the way out, and then I'm not going to have any overlap or anything to attach my pictures when I need to tape them back together. So my sublimation images I normally hand cut. Okay? Like I normally hand cut it so I have that overlapping piece so I can connect my images back together and they will be a seamless view. Now I didn't show you all of that because y'all seen that before, but that overlapping piece, I just tape it together and everything becomes a nice seamless image. Like as you can see, that is 2 images taped together to make a nice seamless little image. Now I cut around my image so I can easily line it up and see where all my edges go, but I don't cut it all the way close to the edge 100% of the time because all I need to make sure is that I have 3 to 4 main parts of my image cut close to the image on the line brink of the image, so I know it's going to line up perfectly once I turn it upside down and line it up against the vinyl on the shirt. So now we're just going to tape everything on down, add our parchment paper on top, and then we're going to press it for our 50. I believe this one I press for 50 seconds. Sometimes I do it with my pressing temps are normally between 50 and 60 350 to 360 degrees. 350, I'm sorry. My pressing temps are normally between 380 and 390, depending on the material that I'm using. Today I am using glitter vinyl, and I don't want that glitter to burn, so I went on my lower side of my temp, which is around a 3, I think it was like a 380. And this is me just admiring all that ink. Look through all that ink. Look, you can see the image right through that paper, and it looks so good from even before I pull this paper off. So y'all, take a look. Take a look at me. I am so glittery. I'm in love with the glitter, the sublimation on glitter. I'm in love with it. I really, really am. Like, it just makes that image pop. It makes it look like, hey, I'm here, and I'm here to stay. Hey there, baby. How you doing there, honey? It's beautiful. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and pack this on up and put this on the other side. But, you know, I'm going to show you that ball. Do you see how that looks? That is so beautiful. You can't get that look without glitter vinyl. Trust. Trust. You can't get it without glitter vinyl. So now we're going to go ahead and pack it on up. Pack her on up. Hey, boo. You finna go to your forever home. As y'all know, my tags are always on my clothes. I need to make some new hand tags because I'm not liking those anymore. I need to change it. But hand tags, branding is always key. I did not put my normal shirt label on the inside of these shirts because I was kind of in a rush. I am come fresh off of one job, ready to go to the next job, but I need to get these orders so I can go drop them off on my way to that job. So, boom, 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 boom. What you gotta do, you gotta do what you gotta do. Simple little note come through. Put you to the side, boom, on to the next. Now today, this one is just going to be straight, simple vinyl. One of them is, they're both overlaid designs. These are custom designs, which I have added to the site. So if this speaks to you in your the fizzle, go on over to the bosscreations.com and order your size, your color. These ones, these next two shirts, they both come in either a black or a white. So, it is a layered design. So we're going to put our first layer down. What if you got more? More what? Why? Because you're not molded like me, bruh. You ain't molded like me at all. You need to go ahead and get you some more so you can come up on my level and step out of the mold that I came from. Because, baby, hey, you ain't molded like me. You hear me? Alright, cool. If y'all know what I'm about to put down next, y'all know what I'm talking about. What if you got more what? More bread. You know what I mean? Go out there and get your paper. Because that's what I'm about. I'm about my paper. And if you ain't about your paper, baby, you ain't molded like me, bro. But you take this for. But anyways, like I said, let me get out of my little gangster mode right quick. I don't know what just happened to me, y'all. I'm sorry. But I cut my image in half like that because I wanted to make sure it lined it up perfectly. The bread is supposed to be overlapped on the got more, but I'm not sealing that bread in yet because I do have a loaf of bread in this design, and my loaf of bread needs to come down first. Why? Because that word bread is going to be overlaid on top of that bread. You know what I'm saying? So overlay design, sometimes you gotta be patient and you gotta be strategic and you gotta just do your layers. You gotta do your layers in the correct order, or else your layers ain't gonna come out right. So your bottom layers always go down first. So that white layer was my bottom. That bread is my second bottom, and then that word bread is my top layer. So all we're doing is just making sure everything runs smooth, everything runs nice. Now, I dropped my temp. You always drop your temp. Remember, we was doing sublimation before, so I dropped it from the 383.90 that I was at to a 350. Because vinyl will burn and melt under that 383.90 for 100-degree temp. Take it from somebody who done messed up a couple shifts because she forgot to turn down the temp. So I've been doing this for 2.5, going on 3 years now. So I kind of know a little bit, not much. I ain't an expert. I just know a little bit, and I'm just trying to help out with my little bit that I know. I'm trying to give y'all the little bit of knowledge that I got, so we can go on this journey together. You know what I mean? So now that all my layers is done, I'm doing my top layer. And that top layer is that bread. Yay, yay. Everything's stuck down nicely. Everything's stuck down good. Now, after I have put down all my layers, I go back in and I do a final press to make sure everything is adhered, everything is stuck. So I go down and I press for an additional 5 to 10 to 15 seconds, depending on how I'm feeling that day and how I'm thinking it's sticking. So I went and grabbed my phone. You gotta make sure you post on every platform. This one is going on TikTok and Instagram. If you follow me over there, everything's the Bawse Creations. You know it. So I go ahead and pop that up, and now I'm finna get my video on. Yay, yay, yay. What if you got more bread? Because you ain't molded like me. You feel me? Alright, y'all. That was the first custom order. He told me what he wanted it to say. He gave me a little description of how he wanted the illustration to look. I came up with this design. He approved it, and I finalized it. So now this one is kind of one of my new favorites out of all the new designs that I have dropped in the past week and a half. Besides the Juneteenth ones, this one is good. If you got your money, you know, you can't caress success. You can't caress it. You can't caress it. You gotta go out there and get it. But you can't caress success. And this is a layered shirt. The scents are going to be layered. There's going to be a green layering on top of the scent signs, symbols. And the S's are going to be dollar signs. And they're all going to be in green because you know what color is money. Leave down in the comments what color is your money in the country that you are, or the state and country, the country that you are living in or watching this video from. What color is your currency? I am living in the United States, so over here our currency is green. I am originally from Jamaica. Shout out to me out of them. But I am originally from Jamaica, and our money in Jamaica is multicolored because you have the $500 bill, which is called a nanny. That one is in multicolors because you have a little purple, you have a little blue, you have a little pink, depending on the angle you hold it. And then you have some blue money. You have some brown, some tan beige looking money. I think there's a green, a long time in some green color. So our currency in Jamaica is kind of multicolored because our Jamaican is out of many one people. Our culture is many colors. You have your Chinese Jamaican, your white Jamaican, your Indian Jamaican. I am half Indian, so our money represents our culture. It is multicultural, so our money is multicolored. But like I was saying, whichever country you are watching this video from, leave me down in the comments what color is your currency. This currency over here in the United States of America, it is green. So you can't caress success. And I put the the money symbols in green, from your cents to your dollar signs are in green. All right, y'all. I love the fact that you guys stuck out with me in this next video. I'm glad that I gave you a little piece of myself and my culture. Like, comment, and subscribe.